Hello, Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here, co-founder of Market Club and president of INO.com. Welcome to today's update for Wednesday, the 27th of March. The banks in Cyprus reopen tomorrow. And that's going to be pretty scary. We'll be watching that very, very carefully. We'll also be looking at that, and we'll also be looking at the oil patch today. And excuse me, as you know, we had a buy signal on oil just a couple of days ago, and we'll be looking at some oil stocks. Basically Ocean Engineering International, FMC Technologies, and Gulfport Energy Corp. Yes, those three stocks. We'll also be looking at the euro, which fell below the 128 level, and also looking at gold, which made a reversal later in the day. So let's go right to the charts and our portfolio. So here we are looking at the Dow, still very positive, even though it's down 40 points today. It's still, all of our trade triangles are green, as is the same with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So let's just look at that stock indices right now. Dow Jones, still very tight, very tight. What's going to change this? We don't know, but the trend clearly is up with our trade triangles, and we are overbought. But let's just go back 6 months. And let's go 1 year. You can see this market's really moving up in a very, very positive fashion. Technically speaking, if we put our Dungeon trade channels in there and also our parabolics, you can see this market's right up against the top. Now we may see a pullback. Everybody's looking for a pullback, and that's when it doesn't happen. We expect the trend will continue. We're higher for the week, and if we close up towards these levels for the week, it's going to look very, very, very good. So let's move on to our next market. These are weekly charts, by the way, we're looking at. Let's go pop right back to a daily chart. And as you can see on a daily chart, and let's get closer in 6 months. There you can see we're actually down a little bit, but we're actually higher for the week. You can see we closed right here last week, and we're up from those levels, 14,512. Just about flat, maybe a little bit higher for the week, but nonetheless, the trend continues up, and we see this market going still higher yet. Same thing with the S&P 500, basically higher for the week. We closed last Friday at 1556. We're 1560 now, so still a little higher. This is our target zone, the 1550, 1560 level. I think there's a good potential we could go higher, but caution to the wind, because we've got the banks opening tomorrow in Cyprus, and that is not going to be pretty. So we'll see how that plays out in the U.S. markets. But generally speaking, if the Fed keeps pumping money in, they're $4 billion every day, in every trading day in the market. It's going to be really hard for this market to break down. So here you see the market in the NASDAQ, not quite as robust as the S&P 500 or the Dow, but nonetheless still in an uptrend, still all the green trade triangles. And we're just a little bit kind of on a divergence here, but it's you gotta think this is very similar to when we just sort of went sideways here, then we boom, sideways, boom. So I think we're in a similar sideways boom type thing, but this is the big news here. We broke below the psychological 128 level, 127.77 last in this market. Yes, it's oversold. We talked about this yesterday. The market can remain oversold for quite some time, but we're looking for this market to go lower. Obviously, there's support coming back into this market right around the 126.60 level. So I think that's going to be a natural bounce for this market. But nonetheless, the trend is your friend, and the trend is clearly down yesterday after a massive reversal from the resistance now at 130. We expect to see this market go lower. All of our trade triangles, as we've talked about before, are all negative. The first one coming in at 133, which is a weekly, which is what we use for timing, and for trend and timing for the daily. But also, if you look at the monthly just kicked in right here on the 19th of March. It's just a few days ago, but it showed you just how powerful these markets are. So we would expect this market to continue under pressure, potentially big down tomorrow with the banks. And this is gold. Gold was under pressure earlier. It came to the midpoint of the range. We traded down as low as, let's just get this right, 1591, and bounced right back up pretty much on the highs of the day. The high of the day so far is 1607. We're 1604 and trading, so it looks like we may have seen the downward pressure. This market continues to move sideways. We've talked about this before. We think this market is really just building a base like this to go higher somewhere along the line, but you can see the lines of demarcation right there, 1620 on the upside, and you're somewhere around 1580 on the downside. So that's where support is, that's where resistance is, and I think in between with a minus 70, you're sort of in this trading range, but all the trade triangles are still pointing down. No indication yet that this market's ready to rock and roll to the upside. So let's just clear the screen and move on to our next choice, and that's going to be crude oil. Crude oil acted incredibly well. All of our trade triangles are finally green. If I put our weekly in, boom, you can see it right there just 3 days ago on the 25th, 94.47, currently trading at 96.15. We think this market's headed to test the highs around 99, and we're going to be talking about some very specific oil stocks that I think you'll want to be in. So let's take a look at our next market. And this is the first of our oil stocks, is FMC Technologies. You can see this description. Really like the market action here. This is what you get when you build an energy field, and there's no pun intended, but you sort of move sideways for a while, and you break out right here. Looks really, really nice. Now you can see back here, we've got a weekly right here, and we have a monthly coming in at 47.93. Now this is a stock, remember. We look at the monthly for the indication that we're going to go higher. So I think the monthly that came in is still very, very positive. The trend continues up. All of our trade triangles right here are plus 90, are pointing higher. So we see this market going higher. Certainly we could see it potentially go to $60 a share, which is a nice 10% pop from these levels, especially if we see crude go to the $100 level. So let's clear the screen, go to our next oil stock that we're looking at. Remember, FTI is what we like, and we like that stock a lot. Next one is OII, Ocean Engineering, very big company. You can see the action there. We've broken out to the upside again after having this sort of energy field continue to be built right here. Just right here, just building, finally broke out to the upside. So we see this market going higher. I think potentially there you could see the market go up to about the $75 level. But the trend is your friend, and the trend is clearly on the upside for this stock. Ocean Engineering, that's what we're looking for. We like this stock. We like it's involved with deep sea exploration in the oil patch. Love this stock. So let's just clear the screen, go to our next market. And that's going to be, just 1 second. Hold on. Oh, a big part. Let me just get this right here. Okay, let's move on to our next stock. And this is GPOR, Gulfport Energy Corp. Like this stock too, same pattern. Look at this, boom, the energy field very much in place right here. Nice breakout, moving higher. All the trade triangles confirmed on the upside. This market we could easily see go to the 52 level on the upside, which is a nice trade from where we are right now. And that's probably going to reflect what's happening in the oil itself. So let's see what moves these markets, but we like these three stocks, and we think they can go higher based on crude oil. So if you're nervous about trading futures in crude oil, you don't have to do that. You can look at these stocks and you can see what's happening in them. They're all in green land, which we like to see. All of our trade triangles are green. In fact, crude oil is green as well. The ones that are negative, gold and the euro. Everything else is green, like the way these colors are shaping up. So stay with the green, get out of the red. The reds aren't going to do you any good right now, or get short the red based on the euro. So I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. Thanks for stopping by. Every success in trading, and thanks for using our tools. And I hope you're enjoying our trade triangle technology. I'll see you tomorrow.